The Geese and the Fig Tree. In a part of a thick forest, there was a big fig tree with huge branches. The tree turned out to be a happy home to a flock of geese that lived in harmony with other birds. Once a little vine starting to grow at the roots of the fig tree. One day, a wise old goose in the flock noticed the growing vine and told the other geese,
"We need to get rid of the climber vine while it is still small. Once it grows, it will be nearly impossible for the group to dispose of the bigger, thicker stems of the climber. It could create trouble someday."
The wise goose added that those sturdy vines may then help some hunters climb up the tree and take out all birds in the tree.
"And that is why,"
said the wise old goose,
"we must get rid of the vine right now." "Silly old goose,"
said the others.
"What trouble can come from such a little vine?"
They added that things had changed a lot and that he need not worry about the vine. Turning a deaf ear to his repeated pleas, they let the vine grow until it reached all the way to the top of the tree, where the birds built their nests. One morning, the geese were out for catching bugs and little fish. Then a hunter came across the thick climber stem that went all the way up to the treetop. He climbed the tree and came across bird nests on all branches. Delighted at this unexpected discovery, he spread his net around the nests. Then he quietly climbed back down. That night, after a day of food and fun, the geese came back to their nests. As the hunter had planned, every bird in the flock was trapped in his net. All the geese began screaming for help.
"Don't you remember?"
said the wise old goose.
"I told all of you this could happen when the vine was still small. But you did not believe me."
"What do we do now?"
cried some geese. Mindful of the severity of the situation, the wise old goose said,
"Our only hope is to play dead when that hunter comes back tomorrow. If he thinks we are all dead, he may throw us to the ground so he can take back his net. We must all stay very still until each one of us gets thrown out of the nest onto the ground."
Next morning, the hunter came back to collect the birds caught in the net. At first, he was very glad to see so many birds in his net in the fig tree. But when he got closer, he saw that every goose seemed as good as dead. Disappointed, he picked the birds and started throwing them away. The flock waited till he had thrown away the last of the lot. Then the hunter climbed down the tree and left. When the geese could not see him anymore, they flew back up into the branches of their fig tree. Having learned their lesson the hard way, the geese knew what they must do. The flock started pecking at the heavy climber. It took a very long time, but bit by bit, they cut the stem into smaller pieces. First, they cut the big vine into lots of smaller pieces. Then they pecked at each small piece until they had removed the climber completely. The birds then accompanied the old goose to their respective nests to live safely and happily. We should not ignore problems even if they seem be small. We should always aware of our surroundings and the activities going on.